Chris Hutchison here, out here with Brent Rains from Krone, North America. Brent, how are you this morning?
Good, good. Beautiful day. Glad to be here.
We are at the virtual Farm Science Review out here in London, Ohio. A lot different than it normally is, but we're happy to be here. So, Brent, how's the hay and forage business been over the past few years?
Well, the last couple of years have been challenging with some of the weather issues we've had around the country, but by and large, we've been able to meet those challenges, and our farmers and ranchers around the country, will find a way. A lot of emphasis on bale silage. A lot of guys are going that way simply because of you never know what Mother Nature is going to do when she gets up in the morning.
Right.
And it just cuts down that weather window that's always been prized by hay producers around the country is to try to find that. So a lot of Krone hay and forage is designed with hay silage and baleage in mind, and that's what we're going to show you today. Here we are in virtually where you would actually be parking during the Farm Science Review. We're not far. We can see our regular lot here from the parking lot. So our crop today is short. Our weather, it's about 71 degrees expected today. It was in the low 40s this morning. So that presents a lot of challenges for trying to get the hay in a moisture that's acceptable. It's just hard to get it to dry,
okay.
When it's like this. So what we're going to show you today, this morning, is one of our new TS series of mower conditioners. It features our new Emerald technology that's exclusive to Krone. So I'm going to ask Aiden Russell from our team over in Pennsylvania to mow a little bit, and we'll see what it looks like. So we'll get them started, and we'll take a look at it.
Excellent.
Yep. So what we're doing today, this is grass hay that we're going to be making. So we don't have to worry about stem moisture. We don't have to worry about some of the challenges that are faced with a crop like a hollow stem, like maybe with oats, or something that has a very thick stem. There's a lot of proton, a lot of alternative forages, a lot of rye that's being used for cover crops is being processed into hay in the spring. Right now there's a lot of triticale that's being utilized as a second crop after wheat. So that presents a unique challenge in the fact that there is a lot of moisture in the stalk. The stalk is thick, so it needs to be fractured. So what we're doing today is really overkill for this particular crop. This could be done with one of our TS series of straight disc mowers or one of our 3-point series of disc mowers, but we're going to show you some of the things that make the TS series new for 2021 and some of the things that are making a difference. So Aiden he's coming up quick here. He's got our model 519 Fendt that's courtesy of our friends at Low & Young in Worcester, Ohio. They're a great partner for us. Most of the hay producers here in Ohio will know them. We also need to say thanks to our friends at Channel Equipment up at Urbana, and also our friends at Coldwater, Ohio, Sutter Brothers, for providing us with the equipment that we'll show you virtually over the next 3 days here at Farm Science Review. So what I'm going to do now is talk about the things that make this TS series different than what we've had, even the incredible lineup of hay mower conditioners that Krone had before, what we've got available now. We'll start out with our hitch. Our zero angle hitch allows you to make a square corner. It gives you a stable platform. If it's a center pivot mower or if it's a side pivot, it's mounted securely on your 2-point arms. Your PTO shaft, straight, simple, and short. It doesn't move. We don't need a wide angle PTO because the PTO shaft itself never moves. The motion is made here in our swivel gearbox. And you'll notice something new for the TS series on this machine, this large dial that the operator can see from the cab. Hydraulic flotation is something new on the TS series of mower conditioners for this year. where before we used springs, and we had customers that requested something that they could change quickly, that would adapt to the conditions that they're in, their ground speed, and also the condition of the ground that they're mowing in. So, you know, where we're mowing today is, you know, kind of like a golf course. You know, it's pretty simple. We haven't had cars stuck out here, you know, like in some years we've had in the past. So we can go pretty quick. But what you'll do is you'll set your hydraulic flotation, lock the lever. That will hold your flotation in position, and you know, allow you to go to there. So as we move back through the machine, our transition from road to field is simple. It's from the cab, one cylinder, moves everything. Thing tows like a dream. With today's higher speed tractors here in the United States, remember folks, tractors in Europe have done 40 miles an hour for many, many years. So a lot of these machines are designed with the European flavor to them, are designed for high-speed road transport and also safe, narrow road transport. New for this year is the way we adjust our cutter bar. And when you're looking at the Krone cutter bar, of course, everybody knows that Krone has one of the thinnest profiling cutter bars in the industry. It's a one-piece cutter bar with one seam, so we don't have a lot of O-rings, a lot of gaskets, a lot of seals, a lot of things to fail. What we want to do is we want to profile that cutter bar through the field as level as possible. We don't want to run on our nose. We don't want to run on our heel. We want to run as smooth as possible. That reduces our horsepower requirements because it allows the crop to move over the turtle and move into the conditioning medium. The other thing that it does is it reduces the risk of any kind of damage. When you tip it down to try to get it shorter, what you're doing is you're exposing the front of the knife and the turtle to any kind of incursion or any kind of damage that you may run into. If you want to raise your cutter bar, we have what's called a high cut skid. It clips on the front, bolts on the back, and it'll allow you to raise your cutter bar, raise the height of it, still utilizing your hydraulic flotation, but you'll be able to run not on the nose, not on the heel, but to run level. So, you know, that's one thing that Krone cutter bars are renowned for. The other thing that we have on our Krone cutter is our Safe Cut hub. This has become kind of an industry legend as far as simplicity and ability to make the change in the field. You can change this in the event that the turtle would strike an object, have an incursion, hit a rock, hit a stump. Sooner or later, you're going to find something out in that hayfield. You're going to hit that. What it does is there are two roll pins inside this shaft, and you shear those roll pins. This shaft is also threaded, so when we're doing 3,200 RPM tip speed, operate at 540, this is moving. When this shears, this will follow these threads and move up between 1/2 inch and 3/4 of an inch. It'll move up enough to clear the other two cutting discs that are on either side that are still rotating. With competitive machines, if this some competitive machines, if this stops, the other two on either side are continuing to crash into it. So instead of we just have a 1-car accident instead of a 3-car pileup this way. So it makes it simple. The machine comes with a wrench. Turn it back down into position, lock it, and you know, off you go. You're back into it. Another thing that a Krone cutter bar has is quick change blades. And these blades, the tool that comes with the machine, you simply slide underneath the cutting disc, pry down, and you can change your blade simply and quickly. So you're changing them when you need to, not because you have to. You know, if you're starting to get a ragged cut, it's easy to do, it's quick to do. The machines come with a gauge that will tell you when it's time to change your spring plate and also to change your nub. So that allows you to do those two features. Another thing that the Krone offers, we offer a couple of different styles of blades. We make an updraft blade, and then we also make a roof shape blade for a lot of our customers that come to Farm Science Review that are from down along the Ohio River, northern Kentucky, you know, some of the hillier parts of the country, a lot more stones, we'll go with a roof-shaped blade. It doesn't give you quite as pretty a cut, but it gives you it will take a lot more of the abuse that some of the stonier fields down in the southern part of the state that will offer. Another thing on the Krone cutter bar is our smart cut technology, which allows on the convergence point where the two turtles come together, we've changed that difference so we have maximum overlap, and the same way on the back side. As the crop leaves the cutter bar, we've changed that. So you will see the length of the turtle stamped right on top of the cutting disc, and that will tell you, you know, exactly what size cutting disc that you're going to need for that thing. So I'll ask Aiden Russell to move forward a little bit. We'll talk about, we've had crop going in, now we'll look at the back side of the machine as the crop exits. Well, you may have noticed when the machine went by our new frame. It's a hydro rib frame, new construction. It's a unique design, different than the overriding frame that we've had before, a square frame. It takes a tremendous press to make a bend in a piece of steel like that. It's quite impressive to watch these being made, but it's strong, it's simple, and it also allows material to keep the machine clean, so that, you know, we don't have material buildup. But it still allows the cutter bar to be towed. It's a pulled cutter bar instead of a push cutter bar. So we have the double parallel linkage that allows that cutter bar to move back and forth. You'll notice up here on the top, there's holes here, there's holes on the other side. Everybody said, what's that for? Is that for loading and unloading? Those are the mounting points for the belt merger options that are available for this machine. Excuse me. What that will do is that will allow you to take a belt merger so you can double up your windrows on both center pivot and side pole machines. When you make your next pass, you'll be able to reduce your trips by 50% because you've taken that second cut, that second pass, and you're moving it via the belt merger and taking it over across to the previous windrow and deposit it on top. And that is done with onboard hydraulics. It's all self-contained from the machine. So, you know, not a tremendous amount of adaptation that has to be made when you go that way. Notice the tires, massive tires, flotation tires. Sometimes, like we talked about Mother Nature not being real cooperative, you know, when we're out on those hay fields, you know, we're trying to take care of these alfalfa crowns and something else. We want a nice wide flotation tire that's also got a heavy enough hub and a heavy enough profile to match the speeds that some of these these high-speed tractors manage today. You can also see just the enormity of the support mechanism, you know, in the frame that holds that in. So we're talking about, we put crop in the front. We've talked about the Krone cutter bar. Now what are we going to do with it? Variety of crops, a tremendous differential in the amount of crops that are available. Conditioning options, we've got 4. We've got nothing. No conditioning whatsoever. Straight cutter bar. Then we have what we call a V-tine. And a V-tine conditioner, they've been around, machines have been in the Krone product mix for many, many years. A V-tine works like a concave and a cylinder on a mower conditioner. It's not a flail conditioner, it's a V-tine. Picks up the crop off the cutter bar, moves a conditioning hood up and down depending on speed and aggressiveness of that conditioning hood. That will determine your conditioning percentage. So if you want full width, a full full-blown conditioning, maybe you've got a real tough crop that you're trying to condition, you can do it that way. Or if you've got something that's a little more sensitive, that you don't want as much conditioning, slow your conditioner down, your V-tine down, and also raise your head. So you've got that conditioning option. Then you've got rubber rolls. You know, they've been around for a long time, where we have chevron style intermeshing rolls. But the thing that's unique to this machine is the M roll. And that is an M, it's almost like the small letter M, the way the profile works, and it goes like this when it conditions. We're utilizing that in high volume crops. We're utilizing that in crops that are maybe a little bit tougher to condition, like Proton out west, or some of the heavy rye that we're getting here in the Great Lakes states, or maybe some of the Proton that we've really got a tough stem that we've got to crush that moisture and get it out of there. That allows us to do that. That's a steel roll, and that allows it to do that job of conditioning that way. Both rolls are driven. It's not one freeloading off the other. Both rolls are driven. You can see your suspension that allows the rolls to float, and also to make any kind of adjustment that you may want to do. Also, these little short extensions are available. 3 quick change quick change bolts with quick handles. You can remove these. You know, the big thing, you talk to most advocates of hay and forage, they want it wide conditioned, want a wide layout. So what this will do, you can take these off and it will lay the crop just inside the tires. So that or if you want to, you can loosen this, move these in, and you can tug that in to whatever width windrow that you want. So that's something that's unique, different this year that we couldn't do before. Another thing that we can do is we have the ability to adjust the deflector plate. If these are off, you'll be able to see that, you know, these can be moved right here. You can do this plate up here on the top simply with this crank right there. So, you know, if you've got mowing to do, we go from Krone manufactures mowers from 6'6" all the way up to 38 feet, and you know, we've got just about any size machine that any size operation would require for the mowing, and if need be, the conditioning of any kind of hay and forage crop.
What do you think the people who use these mowers, what do you think their favorite parts are about the mowers?
Probably the flexibility, as far as being, you know, they're quick to hook up. You can make a square corner. The flotation is probably one of the great things by having that frame over the top, and we're pulling that cutter bar through the field instead of pushing it. It makes for superior flotation. But, you know, when you talk about customers that have maybe some more challenging, you know, Pennsylvania, I think every farm, stones are just part of doing business over there.
Right.
And when we start talking about safe cut and the shear pins and the way, how simple that is and how cost effective that is, that you can make a repair quickly and cheaply, that makes a big difference as far as what customers are looking for.
Excellent. Is there any other anything that you haven't covered yet at this point?
I don't think so. I think that pretty well covers it on pull type mower conditioners. Like I said, we manufacture 3-point mower conditioners, and we also have our new Big M, our Big M 450. That is available in a V-tine conditioner, and it's also available with these M rolls that are in this baby right here. We did a conditioning dry down test just to see how these new M rolls were going to perform. Our research and our testing was documented by our friends at the university down in Arizona, and we found that our dry down rates were comparable or better than competitive steel rolls that were on the market, that were the original chevron rolls. But the interesting thing, Chris, what a lot of guys were talking about is you could take that one big M, and you could do the work of 2 self-propelled windrowers.
Wow.
So, you know, productivity, time, you know, they only give us so much sunshine every day. I don't care where you live. And, you know, we want to take advantage of every moment that we can.
Excellent. Do you want to talk about the Varipack round balers at all? And
Oh, we can. We can talk about, you know, like I said, Krone is a unique company in that we're a specialty, and all we make is hay and forage.
That's great.
We don't make any lawnmowers. We don't make any chainsaws, corn planters, combines, tractors, anything like that. 100% of our research and development money goes towards hay and forage. We're just like, you know, sometimes the doctor will send you to a specialist to make sure that you get it right. That's what Krone is. We're a specialist company aiming strictly at hay and forage. You know, and we make 205 different products.
Wow.
Strictly for hay and forage. Family-owned company, been in business since 1906. Bernard Krone goes to work every day just like you and I do. You know, and it's kind of unique, and it's neat to have the guy whose name's on the machine actually sitting in the corner office. It's not you know, owned by a board. It's not controlled by a board and some holding company. There's actually somebody there that's actually doing it every single day, just like you and I are.
Sure. So with those round balers, what benefits do people have over some of the competition, or what benefits do they have with the Krone?
We've seen with the Comprima series of round balers, we're unique, and it's kind of a hybrid between a belt and a bar baler. And what we use is all of our machines, from the smallest that we sell the Amish farmers up in the horse farmers up in central Ohio, to the biggest high-tech round bale we have, is they make silage. And they're designed, you know, just like this frame. That's probably better than an inch thick, you know, to handle the weight and the stress and the things. When you start doing everything that Krone makes is designed to handle the weight and the extra stresses and strains that the additional weight from forages that are wet cause. So, you know, all of our round balers, they do a tremendous job in dry hay. You know, if they'll make a wet bale, they'll sure as heck make a dry bale.
Right.
You know, we have the ability to do a fixed chamber model. We can do a variable chamber model. We have our fleet of round balers was recently certified by an organization in Europe for tractor implement management, TIM. And you'll start hearing more and more and more about that, where the machine tells the tractor how fast to go. You know, the operator now with GPS and guidance systems, there's autonomous tractors. Well, TIM, the tractor implement management, is part of that system. So, you know, we make wrapper combinations where we're wrapping one bale while we're finishing baling up the next. So the Comprima series of round balers will answer just about any operator's needs as far as capacity, density, if you want cutters, if you don't want cutters. For some of those guys that may be joining us today that are either providing hay for dairy producers or they're dairymen themselves, when you pre-cut that hay for your bale silage, and we've got either 17 or 27 knives inside our machines to make, you'll get heavier bales, you'll get more dense bales, you'll get better quality because you push more of the oxygen out because of the density that you can accomplish there. But the big thing for the dairyman is it cuts his mixing time every day. You know, that TMR tractor runs the longest of any tractor on a dairy farm. And if we can reduce that by 20, 30, maybe even half, because that crop is already cut into smaller particles, makes a huge difference as far as cost effectiveness of a baler.
Now I hear that y'all are getting ready to launch a new generation of big pack large square balers.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
That's right. That's right. You know, Agritechnica is kind of the premier farm show in the world. That's held in Hanover, Germany. 2021 will be an Agritechnica year. We hope that this COVID situation is over so that everybody can go. But we'll introduce. We just celebrated the 25th anniversary of the Big Pack baler in the 44 countries that we do business in around the world. And there are a number. I mean, you thought we had a lot of changes on these mower conditioners. You won't believe what we've done on these new big square balers. From the hitch, it starts at the hitch and it goes back. I mean, there are a lot of changes, a lot of customer improvements, a lot of performance things that have been upgraded and changed. Just a number of things, you know. And we make big square balers from 2.5 by 3 up to the 4 by 4, and then we also, you know, the high density is we kind of invented that range, the HDP field, and now you know, imitation is kind of the highest form of flattery. Now it seems like every manufacturer's got a high density bale, and you know, we've done that with HDPs and HDP2s. So you know, here in North America and around the world, you know, they're known for capacity and speed and things like that.
Wonderful. Well, Brent, I thank you for coming out to the Virtual Farm Science Review today. And you know, if how do people get a hold of you if they or get a hold of Krone if they need?
You can go to our website. You can go to kronena.com and look on that. Go to any of your local Krone dealers. You can get on our website and you can punch in your zip code. That'll tell you who your local Krone dealer is. If you want to go from virtual to actual and you want to see a demonstration of a machine in your field, on your farm, get a hold of your local Krone dealer. If it's easier for you to do that, just you know, get in touch with us via our website, and we'll make sure that somebody follows up with you. On behalf of Krone Company, the Krone family, I want to thank Nick and the team here at Farm Science Review. You know, as far as these events go, this is one of the premier events around the country. We appreciate them and their effort in allowing us to do this for you today. We want to thank our friends at Lau & Young in Wooster, Ohio, for the use of the 915 or the 519 Fendt for our events today. Channel Equipment, thanks to those guys, we can always count on them, and our team at Souther Brothers. So, on behalf of all the 400 plus Krone dealers across the United States, thank you. Have a great fall. Work safe and work smart. Thanks, everybody.